In preparation for embarking on van life and our nomadic lifestyle, one of the things that my wife and I are going to need to continue to make a living while we are traveling and living out of the van is a good, consistent internet connection. And this is a challenge that a lot of van life people and digital nomads face. So if you are considering this same lifestyle, I hope this video will be helpful for you. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I chose the internet service that I did and how I set it up so that I can help you to maybe avoid some of the obstacles that I had while I was setting up our service. Now, the quick and dirty here is that after watching a bunch of YouTube videos and seeing what other people were using and comparing services, we chose a service called Visible. And if you've been looking for services for internet on the road, then it's likely you've already heard of them. So I'm going to walk you through our Visible setup and how it works. So you're going to need a couple of things for this setup. One of the things that you're going to need is your Visible phone, and you're going to need to activate that according to the process that you got when you got the phone. We just got the super cheap ZTE Blade 3 phone here. It was $69 as of the time of making this video, and it doesn't have 5G connection or anything like that. It was just the cheapest solution, because basically what we are going to be doing is using this phone as a hotspot to connect to the internet with. Now we're going to have a number of devices that we are going to need to connect to the internet. Laptops, other phones, tablets, things like that. So we can't connect all of these devices through one phone. So for that we're going to need a router. And for the router we chose this one right here, which I will put a link to in the description below. But this is a tiny little router. You can see it fits in the palm of my hand. It's smaller than the cell phone, actually. It's got a USB connection on the back, which is where we are going to connect the phone. And it's going to be tethered through USB through that USB connection there. Now there's other networking ports there if you want to do a little bit more advanced networking, if that's something that you know how to do or have a desire to do. But this is a pretty simple setup. So we're just going to connect the power to the router, which is just a USB, micro USB connection. And then after that, we're going to enable the hotspot on the phone that's activated, enable it for USB tethering, and then connect the two. And I'll show you what my screen looks like as I go through the setup process here. All right, so if you've got the same router that we got, then it is the GLiNet Slate router. Then this is how the setup is going to look here. If you've got other routers, it might be similar, but again, follow the documentation for whatever router you have. Now, once I have the router powered on, I can connect to it through the wireless network. It's enabled to just log in to the Wi-Fi using the credentials that are on the back of the router, but we want to get into the admin. So for that, all you have to do is go to your browser and put in this address, 192.168.1.8.1, and then put in the password that's also on the back of your router. There may be other directions to follow depending on the device you have, but generally that's what you're going to do. So we're looking to get into a screen that looks like this. Now there's no connection currently. So what we have to do is we have to set up the tethering here. So I'm going to look at my phone here, and I'm going to make sure that the hotspot is enabled. I'm going to turn that on. And then I'm going to connect the USB to the back of the router here. And then I'm going to enable the USB tethering. So once the USB tethering is on, then I'm going to want to make sure that the device is recognized. So I'm going to click here on tethering. Now, once the phone is connected by USB, you're going to see this option pop up here under tethering. There might be some different device names here. This one is USB 0. That is very likely what yours will be. And I'm just going to click connect. And now we are connected. Now, if we want to change some of our configurations, like the name of the network from the default, change our passwords, that kind of thing, we're going to click on wireless in the left-hand menu, and you can change your Wi-Fi name, you can change your Wi-Fi password, all of that just by clicking modify down here in this button. Do that for the 2.4 gigahertz and for the 5 gigahertz channels, and you will be good to go. Now, there is one little catch here, and that is that one of the things that I found from watching videos on the internet is that you don't get the full speed of the cell phone connection to the 4G network through Visible, which is run on Verizon's network. You don't get the full speed of that if you're running through the router, unless you change some configurations in the router's firewall. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you how to do that. In order to do that, you want to go into the left-hand menu here. I'm going to move my face out of the way because you want to get down to where it says more settings here on this left-hand menu. You're going to click that, and you're going to click advanced. And what you're going to see here is this default, Lucy is the default web interface. Now, when I first initialized this router, when I got it out of the box, Lucy wasn't installed yet. Now, I'm not sure what Lucy is, but I had to install it, and there's just a button, one click to install it. At that point, I'm able to click on this address, which takes me to the next screen that we need to get into the next configuration. Now, after you have put in your password and gotten into this screen here, what we want to do is we want to go into the navigation here, and we're going to go to network and then down to firewall. And we want to go to custom rules. And all the way down at the bottom of this box here, you're going to paste or type or copy. I'll have this text in the description of this video that you're watching here, but this last line, you're going to put it on its own line. And this is going to set the firewall such that you can get all of this speed from the phone. At least that's according to some of the help documents that I saw on GL's website there, on the router's website. So I've already got that typed in. You're just going to click save. After that, you'll have to reboot the system. So you just go to system and then reboot. So now I'm just going to run a quick little speed test and see how we're doing here. All right, so 26 megabits for an upload or for download speed, 12.9 for upload. That's pretty good. That's going to be more than plenty for what we're planning on doing on the road, and I'm very happy with that. Now, one of the things that I have found so far in using this connection for the past couple of days, just to make sure that it's going to be adequate for our needs and all of that, is that it does appear that at certain times of the day when traffic on the internet is particularly busy, that the speeds drop a little bit, but it hasn't negatively impacted my experience at all. Now, if I was to be doing a lot of like gaming while someone else was doing a lot of streaming and other devices were active, then that might be a little problematic. But for most of the things that we're doing, which is just working on our phones, working on our laptops, that kind of thing, we're not doing any intensive gaming, that kind of thing. It's not a problem. This is plenty of speed for what we need for work. So I'm optimistic that this is going to be sufficient. I hope this video has helped you if you're looking to get a similar setup. And yeah, that's the internet for our van life. Okay, so if you are interested in getting a mobile internet connection to help you continue to work, stay in contact with people, make a living while you are pursuing a nomadic lifestyle, a digital nomad lifestyle, van life, anything like that, then I hope this video was helpful for you. Now also, I should be clear that I am a personal trainer. I'm a strength coach. I am not a IT guy. I'm not a network specialist or anything like that. I am a nerd. I love computers, but a lot of what I showed you here was just the result of me reading through other people's stuff and help documents and things like that. So if you are an IT professional, if you are a networking specialist and you see something that I did wrong that might help somebody else out, drop that in the comments. Let people know. We're all here to share knowledge together and help each other out. So have an awesome day. Make sure that you follow us for all of our adventures that we're on, subscribe, and I will catch you later.